All right, here we are. Game one in this set of two round robin series between CDEC and IG. To go look at the draft coming in, and no surprise, we see Gyrocopter once again. With this time with the Witch Doctor, and then on the other side, IG, they go back to the Chen and they pick up the Sand King. So we saw Chen a little bit earlier, played by Q. Sand King, if it is to be in that offlane, will most likely be played by SRF. But then you've got CDEC. They go to the Witch Doctor as well as the Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter, a hero with a 100% win rate today. And, 100% play rate today? Something like that. All I know is I would give up the Elder Titan to ban out the Gyrocopter. I feel like that's the better move. How many times are we going to see a Gyrocopter completely, utterly destroy a game before we finally say enough and move to something else? It just doesn't make sense. So, Witch Doctor here with the Gyrocopter. So you've got your position 5 already picked up. That's going to be for SGR, the former Eclipse player for the side of CDC. You've got the Gyrocopter. We'll see if that's going to be over mid or if it will be safe lane. If it's going to be mid, it will be Setsu. If it's safe lane, it is Simu. I assume it will be back on Simu. We've seen him play it and play it well. So that leaves you open with position 4, 3, and mid, and they go to the Rubik. So Rubik going to be in that 4, splitting that 4-5 with the Witch Doctor, and I do kind of like this already. A lot to steal in terms of what IG's throwing their way in the Epicenter, as well as the Hand of God. Penance is always nice. Burrow Strike there, too. If you could get a Telekinesis with a Burrow Strike, Cask, Homing Missile, that is just bounds of lockdown for them. And in an aggressive lineup that you usually play with Gyrocopter and the way that CDEC play their lineup so far, I think Rubik and Witch Doctor are going to work quite nicely here. And Dark Willow not getting banned out, this time being picked up by IG. And this is possibly the Baboka Dark Willow back in play. So
10 seconds remaining.
Now the question becomes
5 seconds remaining.
If Baboka's Dark Willow can beat the Gyrocopter that we've been seeing on CDEC and really every other team. And CDEC, they go for the Brewmaster in that offlane. So now you've got control with the Cyclone as well as the stun. The Brew Split's going to be quite nice. You'll use that as a blink initiator. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised to see Gyro mid here. Could go Lifestealer on Simu. Get the blink on the Brewmaster. You infest into the Brew. Blink, Brew, Thunderclap, Infest, Pop. It does give them quite a couple of options here, as well as the control they could have with Gyrocopter over mid. Maybe they go to that Terrorblade. But IG, they too could go to the Terrorblade. I do like that pickup here with the control they have in Dark Willow as well as the Sand King. Lifestealer does work for them as well, and they do go into the Lifestealer. So Lifestealer, Dark Willow, Sand King, Chen for the side of IG, and then CDC, they've got the Brewmaster, Rubik, Gyrocopter, Witch Doctor, and I think for IG that leaves them needing a mid-hero.
5 seconds remaining.
I have seen Lifestealer go mid recently, as recent as the CIS Epicenter qualifiers, but I just don't think he fits the bill here. Death Prophet's still available, Queen of Pain getting banned out. You also have the OD available, Invoker available, and CDC Invoker wouldn't be too bad either, especially with Gyrocopter over in the safe lane. The aggressive lineup could open it up for the Invoker. Tornado EMP would be quite nice against this IG lineup. After seeing it once today, it didn't exactly work out for them, but it could work with both lineups, especially if you can catch them in a Bramble Maze. You use that Tornado, or Bramble Maze, Sunstrike Tornado. There are a lot of combinations that work well with the Dark Willow, and even something like an OD can work for IG too. So last band coming out from IG. The last band was the Queen of Pain, and there goes the OD. I think it did work for IG, and they go to the Medusa. So they ban the OD, they go to the Medusa. I don't know if it's going to work. With how aggressive CDEC play, I don't know if they're going to get the time and space for Medusa and Lifestealer to find the farm.
5 seconds remaining.
So, Medusa, Lifestealer, Dark Will, Sand King, Chen. That's XSS, Medusa, Aggressive, Lifestealer. All hypotheticals according to their official positions. Of course, Dark Will, Baboka, Sand King, SRF, Chen on the play by Q. For CDC, we'll see what they want to do last here. If they want to throw the gyrocopter over mid, or maybe they want to get a different mid hero. We'll see what they want to do here to finish this off. And they go to the Terrorblade, so that does throw gyrocopter still safely in Terrorblade mid. So that's good. You could go aggressive with Terrorblade. Of course, you like your farm, but if a Metamorphosis is off cooldown, you got a gyrocopter ready and willing to fight, can go for it. We'll definitely have to see how aggressive they want to get on the side of CDC going into Medusa. They've got the lockdown to really work it quite well, especially Rubik, Brewmaster, Witch Doctor, Gyrocopter, all solid amount of lockdown. And then, of course, that early damage there for the Terrorblade. So CDC, their lineup does round out pretty well. I would say they have to win in the early to mid game. If it goes late game, IG with Medusa and Lifestealer, and even the Dark Willow, should be enough to beat the Gyrocopter 100% win rate. The only thing that I worry about is Dark Willow, that has been banned in these previous games, now picked up. How is the side of CDC going to deal with a Terrorize that throws them away, where Gyrocopter can't run into you with the Rocket Barrage, the Flat Cannon's not doing enough? To me, you need to look at this Dark Willow as maybe the standout hero for this IG lineup, where it will make or break the game.
Prepare for battle.
So it is Baboka on that Dark Willow. Take a look at the side of IGQ on that Chen, XSS there on the Medusa, SRF on the Sand King, and of course Aggressive on the Lifestealer. For the side of CDEC, they go with CMU on the Gyrocopter, safe lane Terrorblade over mid, play by Setsu. Off lane Brewmaster is going to be Quan, and then you've got SGR on the Witch Doctor, and finally waiting on the Rubik. So we'll see if they're able to play this aggressive style, this aggressive play style that CDC have been playing. We'll see if it's able to pan out for them against the lineup that IG have. Early on, these are heroes that are susceptible to really getting got on, especially with the amount of damage that CDC brings early with Metamorphosis, Rocket Barrage early. So we'll see if IG are able to handle this and get to the mid-game, get to the late game, we could see it start to really tilt in their favor. And if let's take a look over, as it does favor CDC just a little bit. 3 runes going the way of CDC, but now you got the Cursed Crown as well as the open wounds. Aggressive should be able to get first blood with the Cursed Crown. One more shot, but Boca actually steals it. And it's first blood there for IG, so the aggressive formation of CDC trying to go for this bounty rune ends up biting them hard. Cursed Crown again on a Quan. Won't go in on the Brew, but look at Baboka just harassing Brew to the point where I don't know if this is even worth it. Cursed Crown in 5 seconds. You need to be careful. Quan gets caught out here, stunned up again. These creeps might go to town, and Baboka might be able to get a kill. So there's the Cursed Crown. There's the damage coming through under this tier 1 tower. Quan continuing to try and run away, but creeps are here, and they do reach the Radiant creeps under the Tier 1 tower. Quan will be able to use this, get that farm, and get that level 2. Let's take a look over at the mid lane. XSS here on the Medusa up against Setsu, both level 2. Nobody coming over just yet to really make havoc of either side of these lanes. And then you take a look over in bottom as SRF is on. The Sand King goes to the Burrow Strike first, and Simu here, just about level 2, has the flat cannon to start with SGR around the corner. And then we're waiting to see where the Rubik ends up, but he is over top and maybe over bottom. Makes a play to get a kill or two. But now that you've got Quan level 2 here with waiting, we'll see if they make a move with a Telekinesis into a Thunderclap, but they don't have that just yet. They have Drunken Brawler as well as the Drunken Haze. That is usually the combination, Telekinesis into the Thunderclap with the damage. So we'll see if they're able to pull that off. Meanwhile, Cast comes down on SRF. They've got Q coming over towards bottom. SGR really just dealing the damage out to SRF. That's going to really mess with me. They do have the Dark Troll Summoner to use that ensnare and try and go in on the side of IG over bottom, but they're just opening up the lane for Simu at the moment, who's already hit that level 3. So for right now, the farming is being good for the side of CDEC, and we'll find out when they start to use this farm to be very overly aggressive, which is their playstyle. You take a look, Shadow Realm. Strike will come through on a waiting. He's level 2, Telekinesis, Fade Bolt, as well as the Bruise, level 3. Let's take a look over bottom. Burrow Strike hits on SGR. They've also got the Ensnare coming out from the Dark Troll Summoner. And now they've got the Telekinesis on SRF. Rocket Barrage hit. They've got the Maledict. One more shot. Simu gets the kill, and we're even at 1. So 1 apiece. That's that aggressive style. They throw the Rubik over here what I was talking about earlier. And that ends up being a kill for CDC, and more importantly, a kill for the Gyrocopter, which we're looking, at least in CDC's favor, looking for that to snowball. And Quan level 3 should be okay, especially he's got the Drunken Haze. Really shouldn't be in much trouble, to be quite honest, against just the Lifestealer. Maybe he comes into a little bit of trouble when Baboka comes over, but for right now, it's Curse Crown, Shadow Realm, no Bramble Maze. And without the Bramble Maze, this lane is still very survivable for this Brewmaster. Q just dropping a ward for now. No creeps just yet. At least with him at the moment. They do have this Hellbear that's going to stay with SRF, probably to try and get a Thunderclap and clean up a stack if there is one, or clean up a camp. But they'll send it back to the Chen, and they'll leave SRF by himself. We'll see where the Chen goes. Not having a stun or a root to work with, try and go to any of these lanes. So he's got to try and farm up. He's level 2, he has Penance, he has himself that Holy Persuasion, but it's just not doing enough early. I've seen a couple of Chens early just be very aggressive from the start. At least right now, Chen is not able to do so with no Ensnare and no Centaur Stun. Meanwhile, Setsu level 5. We'll see if he goes to that Sunder. Especially with Metamorphosis coming off in cooldown in 70 when he hits that level 6 Sunder. Swap it up. And Metamorphosis to try and get the kill over. Maybe take a look over bottom as they've got the stun with the Black Cannon coming out. Now they've got the Maledict. And that should be enough damage. And there's the tick. SGR will get the kill. CDC. They find one with the help of the cask as well as the homing missile to clean up this Sand King over bottom again. So it's the early lead here for CDEC. As they continue to move on forward. Setsu not taking that Sunder, so he thinks he's going to be safe in this lane. Ends up going 2-2-2. Not going to Sunder just yet, but he does have waiting nearby. Without the Metamorphosis, I really doubt that a kill is going to come their way, but if XSS gets a little bit too far forward with the tower in range, they can lift him up, drop him down behind tower, look for the body blocks, Try and make enough time to get this Metamorphosis out. Meanwhile, again, SGR gets the kill with the help of Seamew. Rocket Barrage, Homing Missile, Flat Cannon is enough damage to clean up the Sand King once again. Now 3-1 in favor of CDEC. Up about 1,000 net worth. Metamorphosis used again, and this is just to farm, get those levels, get that farm. Really secure this lane as XSS. Not to be level 6, but still falling just about a level behind this terribly. Ooh, Chen coming around. See the Chen creeps. They also have the Sentry Ward. This is going to spot this Chen using Flat Cannon as well as the Rocket Barrage. Now they send Q over. Pendant's going to be used out on the Seamew. Now they turn it around. Rocket Barrage mitigated by the creeps that are here. So they need to start backing off with the Caustic slowing down Seamew. Just has to back up a little bit. So you don't exactly have the damage to clean up the Gyrocopter just yet. So waiting, he's been roaming around quite a bit. We take a look over at the Terrorblade, now level 7, going 2, 3, and 2, with 2 in the Reflection, 3 in the Conjure Image, 2 in the Metamorphosis. And with those treads, top of the CS chart, we take a look 7 minutes into the net worth, and it's led by the Gyrocopter, no surprise, but with Terrorblade close up, this is looking pretty good for CDEC. Terrorblade, one of those heroes that behind 5-10,000, it's not a big deal, but being up early as well, it's going to be nice to open up this map, find that farm, and get the Terrorblade what he needs to fight. But for the time being, it will be Seamew who's going to be the most reliant figure for CDEC to get these kills early, to get the farm, and open up the map for Terrorblade. Take a look at the farm that they have. Lifestealer not doing a poor job. He'll be going into the Armlet. Follow that up by the Medusa XXS, who has phase boots, but honestly not much else. So let's see, SRF over bottom. He's been caught out 3 times already. He's every single death for the side of IG, which I guess has its silver linings to it. Seamew level 6. They do have the call down available. They get the scan. They're looking for the kill. They need the Burrow Strike out from SRF. They're also bringing Q over with the Centaur, so Hoof Stomp should be at the ready if the side of CDEC are not too careful. Setsu with the 2-4-2. The Dark Willow over bottom. 1 in the Bramble Maze, 2 in the Shadow Realm, 1 in the Cursed Crown. So now they have a solid amount of lockdown here for IG. They just have to use it well enough. Maybe a Burrow Strike, Bramble Maze, Cursed Crown, Shadow Realm. Output not only the damage as well as the lockdown. And we'll see if they're able to follow it up. Sand King not level 6, and that might be what they're waiting for.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Q is nearby, SRF setting up. Just about to hit level 6. Send back that creep, heal it up to full, and backing off will be IG.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Take out that Centaur. No rotation over, or no successful gank with the rotation. Meanwhile, Quan, he's going for the phase boots. He's a level 7. He's having himself a decent lane, all things considered. You take a look at where he is compared to this Sand King, who only has 1,700 net worth, and SRF, the lowest net worth on the team, but is that dedicated 3 position. Meanwhile, the stacks are nice for the Medusa. This is stacked 4 times over here. Take a look over. 1, 2, 3 over top, so the stacks are ready. But if CDEC catch a glimpse of this, they're going to use Call Down. They're going to use Flat Cannon to try and clean it up. So as long as this creep wave is here and CDEC are backed off enough, they won't be able to spot this stack, but they do have to keep it careful on the side of IG for a while. Medusa's not going to be able to really take this too efficiently, or really too effectively, for a while. Maybe they work at it with the Lifesteal, as well as the Medusa. For right now, they smoke up. Got level 9 on the Lifestealer. Infest is available. Probably looking to go into the Burrow Strike as well as the Epicenter to try and get a kill on Seamew. In terms of TPs, everybody's got it on CDEC. Knowing that this Sand King is low on net worth, Dark Will taking over top solo. They gotta only assume, I would say, that SRF is infested. But Q is here smoked up. They don't have vision on that just yet. Only 2 heroes are here. They could send Setsu over. He's got Metamorphosis available in 4 seconds. There's an opportunity for CDEC to turn this around if IG play this a little bit too deep into the Tier 1 tower. There's the rotation of the Rubik to start it off. Stolen Mystic Snake, that's going to bounce around. This is a lot of lost opportunity in terms of farm for the Lifestealer already, and they are going to TP him over towards top. So, Burrow Strike comes out. They've also got the Infest as well as the Terrorize. They send him away with the Epicenter rocking through SRF. Will get the kill, but aggressive Baboka both here, and they finally use that Infest to their advantageous position. Not all going to waste, but quite some time for the Lifestealer to just sit in there and really not find himself that much farm. So still 1,000 net worth lead, and Gyrocopter continuing to farm up quite well, going for the Asha into the BKB. We'll see if this is the typical Seamew Gyrocopter build, where you go for the Asha, BKB, Butterfly, Satanic Divine Rapier. As he's already got the phase boots as well as the drums, and that has been the build that we've been seeing so far for the Gyrocopter. Meanwhile, on the Medusa, not taking a look over at XSS for quite some time. Level 13, Mask of Madness picked up. Going for the Hurricane Pike next, and has cleaned up this stack successfully. So a lot of gold going Medusa's way. Catching up to the Terrorblade, but Terrorblade here with the Yasha continuing to just farm and is about level 13 himself. So Setsu's farm has been quite nice. 1,800 gold saved up, but both teams just continuing to farm, respecting the power that both teams have at this moment, and looking for those next couple of items. As well as the fact that you now got a brew. With that Blink Dagger, you can Blink Thunderclap in and use the Metamorphosis to your advantage if you're looking to fight as 5. Here we look at that flat cannon damage that's thrown the way of the Chen. Bounty Rune again, they actually spot Baboka, homing missile. That's going to fly, but again, has Shadow Realm to stay alive just in case this gets a little bit sticky, but they're not going to chase. So they'll back off, they'll continue to farm. You've got SGR at level 7. Meanwhile, the Rubik, waiting, is looking for the Blink Dagger. He's level 8, so he's in that 4 position. And here comes the first big aggressive play from CDEC. They'll smoke up his 3, they'll look towards the high ground, head towards mid. If they could take out the Medusa, find themselves a good pickoff, it'll be worth it. But just going for the Dark Will, I don't know if it's enough. Find the Medusa. They also find themselves the Lifestealer. Now Aggressive's going to go in with the Stone Gaze coming through from the Medusa. They've got the Terrorize, the kill off waiting. That's going to be one at least going their way. They pop the Metamorphosis. Seamew's still here. There's the Primal Split coming out from the Brewmaster. Mask bouncing around for now, and now they've got the Cyclone coming out onto the Medusa as well as the Tier 1 tower gone. Mystic Snake thrown out back to XXS, and they'll take the Tier 1 tower and disengage on that. So it's a tower for a death. Stone Gaze also used. Big rotations coming out. Gyrocopter did make the move over mid, as well as Terrorblade using Metamorphosis to push that Tier 1 tower. The game has just been very quiet. Quite even at the same time. Now Medusa coming over towards bottom. XSS rotating over to try and start to shut down Seamew. SGR very far out. Blink, Burrow Strike. There's the easy kill with the Infest pop. And Aggressive kills off SGR. Meanwhile, over top, you've got this Brewmaster continuing to push with the help of the Rubik to try and get this tier 1 over top. But they are invading the jungle on the side of IG. They might even be able to find Seamew. The Blink's actually in the wrong direction. IG, unfortunately, SRF not finding the right spot to blink. Maybe look for a Burrow Strike. Meanwhile, they send Aggressive over top. So heroes are sitting here stationary, or not stationary, postured on this top tier 1. All the while, they did take the tier 1 over bottom. And cleaning that up, continuing to get this game at about even. So 4-3 in favor of IG. We take a look at the item progression coming out so far from both heroes. Medusa, or all heroes, both teams. Got the Force Staff finishing off the Hurricane Pike, then the Lincoln Sphere coming out. You really want to protect XSS. Will be that frontliner for the side of IG, as well as the Lifestealer will probably take the better role as the frontliner. Now going for the Desolator after that armlet. Can kind of sit Medusa a little bit further back from the where the Lifestealer will be against the CDEC side, but can be in the front if need be, especially once that Lincoln's is picked up. For the side of CDEC, you've got the Terrorblade, Metamorphosis at the ready, going for the BKB, as well as this Gyrocopter. So BKBs are going to come out simultaneously for the side of CDEC, and off that, they might be looking to possibly fight, but for the time being, they'll continue to just farm. Poke Veil, SRF has the Blink, Burrow Strike available. Has caught up pretty decently to the farm that this Brewmaster has in comparison to offlaners in this game. So, about 350 gold away from getting this Desolator in full as this Lifestealer. You take a look over at the Medusa. Has that Hurricane Pike finished off. And Aggressive over top for just a moment. Here comes the Chen army with SRF. They turn their attention towards Seamew. Epicenter charged up. They'll look for the Blink Burrow Strike. That's going to hit with the Epicenter. Now they've got the Hellbear coming through with the Thunderclap. The Ensnare's going to land. Call down used. SRF's got to try and stay with this Gyrocopter, but there's the Primal Split. They turn it over on SRF, the Burrow Strike to get him away. Now you look over at the Dark Willow. Bedlam is going to be used, and the ulti from SGR trying to get this kill onto the Chen. They'll get themselves one. Now the Shadow Realm into the TP for the Dark Willow. That's going to at least be the Dark Willow getting away, and SRF still in the trees. So they don't get the kill on the Gyrocopter. They use Epicenter as well as Bedlam, and it doesn't end up becoming anything for them. And CDEC, they keep the Gyrocopter alive. The kill goes the way of CDEC. And IG, at least for their cores in terms of the Medusa and the Lifestealer, continuing to farm. Working on that Lincoln's. Desolator finished off here for the Lifestealer. Now into the Yasha. Take a look over bottom. There might be a fight that rings out in the next couple of seconds as Aggressive is here as well as XSS. Mystic Snake to lead it off. But CDEC, they've got their heroes far enough back where they're not in much trouble, and no Sand King nearby this IG lineup who do have Infest and ready to move in maybe with a Blink Burrow Strike.
I'll take your tribute.
So 20 minutes in, 8 kills. Obviously, I couldn't have asked for more in terms of excitement in this game. Terrorblade here with the 10-second BKB. Ready, Gyrocopter. Got 1,000 gold out from that, but we'll be able to take this tier 1 tower over top. Has the scan just in case anybody makes the rotation, and there's the glyph. Seamew backing off for just a moment, and they are making the rotation towards top. With SRF smoked up and infested, let's see if they're able to get the kill on the gyrocopter. There's the blink, looking for the burrow strike. Drums to try and spread the distance in between him and the Sand King. The burrow strike's going to be way off the target. And maybe CDEC think about turning this around. They got to know that Lifestealer is in that Sand King for sure. Smoke is coming up next. And there it is. I don't think they spotted that with this creep. Or actually, that's on the side of CDEC. Excuse me. Rubik's got the Holy Persuasion. Was not expecting that. Now you take a look over. Rage used by Aggressive. They aren't able to get the kill there, but they look over at the Sand King. They might be able to get the Telekinesis out from waiting. Gets Force Staff forward, trying to get the kill. Q killed off as the ulti comes down from the Witch Doctor. Quan gets in there with the Blink, Thunderclap, and the slap down onto this Chen.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So, CDC grab a kill, maybe not what they were hoping for with Aggressive TPing out. And we get themselves the Chen, and Lifestealer continuing to farm around the map, as well as the Medusa, who now has this Lincoln Sphere after this recipe. About 400 gold, and then into the Butterfly next, and XSS has just not really been touched. 1-0, 250 last hits at 22 minutes. This is actually absurd. The amount of farm they've given up to this Medusa is quite a bit. Now they look for the kill. The Telekinesis comes out, but there's the Terrorize. They use the Primal Split. That'll actually avoid the Terrorize, and now they've got the Cyclone. But there is the Bramble Maze placed down by Baboka. The Stone Gaze comes through from XSS. They've got the homing missile. Out of mana is the Medusa, but they've still got to continue to chase. Unfortunately for them, Medusa will be sent back thanks to the Chen. So XXS gets out. Chen with the send back. It works out perfectly for them, and now CDC, all I can hope for is really to push over bottom. But 2 siege creeps are here as the Chen has them persuaded. Also got Baboko gonna drop that Bramble Maze, maybe look to start off Infest, or Burrow Strike Infest at some point with Aggressive here. As well as the Sand King over off to the side. We'll see if the Infest comes out, but meanwhile, there's the Telekinesis. Burrow Strike hits, SRF into the Sandstorm. They've got the Cursed Crown, that's only going to stun up 1. The Cask bounces around out there, and now they've got the Mystic Snake getting thrown in from XSS. That'll back off CDEC, but they get the Tier 2. So it's a 1,000 net worth lead, but Aggressive, as well as the rest of the team, they might be looking to make a move now on their end. Could smoke up, as well as get the Infest on a SRF. They've been playing that move a couple of times. It hasn't worked out into a bunch of kills. And that's exactly what they're going to do with the Smoke Blink. Burrow Strike out onto the Brew. Quan in a little bit of trouble as the Bramble Maze comes out, just locked in on the end of it. And with the Penitence and the damage coming through from IG, they'll get the kill, and right into Roshan they go. Can they even contest this is the question. They've got the Rubik nearby, but I just don't think they can make the move over with the Solar Crest here and how quickly they take out this Roche. Doesn't look like a possibility, and the Bramble Maze is enough space. The buyback from the Brew, maybe they're looking to fight on the outward movement of IG, but there's the Stone Gaze. Burrow Strike on 2. SRF lands it on both CMU as well as this Rubik. They'll get themselves at least one with the Stone Gaze rolling off. Gyrocopter, he's going to get himself all the way back, but now there's the Cursed Crown onto the Witch Doctor. They'll get the kill. Aggressive with the second one. CDEC lose 2, and IG, they took their first lead of the game 24 minutes in. All the while, Terrorblade, Setsu with the BKB, not really involved in that fight, and IG looking to push. 7-5 for now. They have the Aegis rolling on a Medusa. Let's see what they're able to do knowing that they have this Aegis as Gyrocopter is over top just to push.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
We'll take the Tier 2. They'll TP top. Gyrocopter will just be able to farm up a little bit, and IG, well, they take a tower and they continue to find themselves a little bit of a lead for the first time this game. Gyrocopter going over to the Manta style this time around, as well as the Scotty. The standard build, at least recently, has been going to that BKB into the Butterfly Satanic Divine, but behind at the moment and not looking quite strong, it's maybe not the best move as the Brew Split comes out over bottom. Aggressive, he's starting to slam away on these Brewlings. They've got the Telekinesis, that'll come through under Aggressive, as well as the Homing Missile, but there's the Curse Crown that's going to land on SGR, who's got that ulti for just a moment. There's the Hand of God that's going to hit as Seamew gets rocked by this Epicenter. Terrorize comes through, but the BKB's been popped. They're going to chase on Boboka, looking for a target with the Rocket Barrage. SRF gets hit by Quan. There's the Yules. And let's see if he's able to survive. The Burrow Strike waiting there, not going to grab him. There's the Bramble Maze. Seamew low after the Shadow Realm hit, and Seamew goes down. Waiting, trying to find a kill on SRF as Q hits the deck from Setsu getting a kill. And they will take out SRF as well. It's a 2 for 2. So Chen and Sand King go down, but they lose Seamew as well as the Witch Doctor. Terrorblade gets a kill onto Chen, and that happens a little bit higher into the lane. 9-7, 27 minutes in, a 2,000 net worth lead here for IG. Let's go around the status horn. And it's net worth at about 3,000, XP at about 7,500, and win probability at about 70%. And it's 66. I keep forgetting I get that number. XSS, he's going into the Butterfly as the Life Stealer here. AC next. Let's see. Gyro, Manta, Scotty. Terrorblade. Scotty already finished off. So, they still have Aegis. We'll see if they're able to work it into something more than just the tier 2 that they got in the 2 for 2 split over bottom. Anybody got a smoke here on the side of IG? Yes, they do, so we'll see if they look to make a move on to CDEC. We're continuing to push right now over top. Sent an illusion on forward with cast bouncing around. That'll take out the creeps. Another illusion coming through, so they're just trying to push this tier 2. Nobody rotating just yet. There is finally the Lifesteal. With the Infest, he's able to just clean up this creep wave. Manta, Ags, Maelstrom for the Gyrocopter laid out here for Seamew. And again, the Medusa now with that Butterfly and the Lifestealer. Again, still trying to finish off this AC. But for right now, though, just continue to farm up as Roshan not available for at least 3.5 minutes. To the point where both teams could be content with just farming, but it looks as though IG are going to smoke up and make that aggressive play. They have the initiation, they have the infest, ready to bomb out a couple of these heroes on the side of CDC, and knowing that CDC are just trying to farm up their next couple of items, I mean, without them pushing out a lane, you can only assume that they're in one spot, and that is over by the jungle. Meanwhile, that Aegis has expired, and let's see if SRF's able to find anything with CDC noticing these lanes. Just pushing out, nobody there. They'll back off towards their base and try to stay as far out of harm's way as they can.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So, on the side of CDEC, they smoke up. They're trying to make a counterplay. Blink with the Telekinesis. That's going to land on the Medusa, but meanwhile on the backlines with the Burrow Strike as well as the Infest, that's going to be popped by Aggressive. They'll get the kill on SGR. Bedlam coming through onto the Rubik. Trying to make a play is going to be CDEC with the Curse Crown, but the BKB is popped. They'll take out Boboka. They're looking for more. They're going to continue to chase with the Brew Split coming through. They're looking for the Cyclone, maybe on an XSS. They'll get the Reflection now. They've got a kill on a Q. They'll look over at XSS, but he's got the Stone Gaze as well as Aggressive coming in. BKB popped by Seamew. Epicenter being charged up by SRF. Blink, Burrow Strike, Seamew hit dead. They'll take out 2, and now they've got the open wounds. That's going to come through on Quan. Let's see if they're able to get the kill. Not enough damage just yet, and on the back lines, Setsu going for the kill on XSS, but still at about half mana is XSS, and now Aggressive coming in. Setsu really desperately needs that Sunder, but will not find a target as the Burrow Strike comes in from SRF, and XSS on the killing spree. 12-9 in favor of IG, up 6,000 net worth, and back into the Infest, and continuing to push will be the side of IG. Blink, Burrow Strike, looking for the kill on the Brew. He's trying to get away with the open wounds. Aggressive, hitting away. Couple more shots, but the telekinesis is there. XSS, meanwhile, gets the kill on SGR. This is pushing back CDC enough. They do not want to buy back, and they really not worth buying back onto the Terrorblade. He's got 80 seconds until the Metamorphosis is up. Without that, he's not really able to make anything happen. So they'll have to give up the tier 3, and they might be able to give up this Rex, but the buyback comes, but no Metamorphosis. So now they really got to hope they can make something happen. SRF, Telekinesis comes through, as well as the call down. That'll hit on XSS. Can they finally get this kill with the homing missile? Oh, the send back from Chen again will save the life of this Medusa. Infest on SRF. If they can just kill off the Terrorblade, they should be okay. There's the Blink Burial Strike with the Bedlam coming through. They look over it, waiting. They'll get the kill with the Shadow Realm Strike. Setsu, meanwhile, picking up a Bounty Room, but that is nothing like IG is getting. Now up 10,000 net worth, 14-9. So 14-9, 10,000 net worth lead for IG. Killing off this Rubik once again, and CDEC, they looked promising for the start of this game, but IG able to farm up. They've got Medusa, they've got Lifestealer, no bother from CDEC, not as aggressive as I would have hoped them to be. And with that, you get up what seems to be too much farm to these IG cores.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
Especially XSS. Now going for the Daedalus, has the Butterfly finished. How do you even kill this Medusa? You've also got the Chen who could just send him back. Just ship.
My thrift rewarded.
Roshan back up. Wouldn't be surprised to see IG back off and go for that. Will be the Aegis and Cheese. And from there, they probably could just do an outright push. But they've got the smoke picked up by the Chen. They might not even want to go for the Rosh. They could just go for the kills and finish the game. It's not a necessity that they have to go for this Roshan. They've got such a lead right now, and it's usually the safer play to get this Aegis, get the Cheese. But with how far ahead IG is, they might just smoke up and look to fight. And I think CDC are doing the same. They're looking to smoke as well. So here's the smoke here from IG. Meanwhile, smoke getting set. At least CDC are thinking about it, but they haven't gotten to it yet. Who's bottom right now? Just the Brew. There's the TP back from the Rubik. Illusion's coming on over. And surprisingly enough, IG not going to find anything out of this smoke. They'll just take the Shrine, and that should be the ping and the OK go on going for this second Rosh of the game. So again, they do have the smoke available here. Sentry, they'll spot the Observer. Now you know IG are expecting you to come on over, but they take this Roche so quickly that the Aegis is already out on Aggressive. Can you even make a play at that point? And it's almost as if you're forced to, but you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, because now they've got the Aegis and Cheese. They can continue to farm and push out these lanes, and if you do, you're in a bad situation in terms of a team fight. So no real positive answers here for the side of CDEC as IG continue to just rail right through them. Baboka by himself, but even then, it's a hard kill to get. especially with the Shadow Realm. There's the blink, telekinesis, Fade Bolt. They steal themselves Bedlam for now. But again, Dark Willow able to escape. So you go for the pickoff, you don't find anything there. Meanwhile, the rest of the cores are continuing to farm. You've got the Daedalus here for the Medusa. Up 16,000 net worth. And Aggressive going for the Basher. He's in a pretty decent spot as well. He could infest if they really wanted to move in on a couple of these heroes on the side of CDEC. But they use these Ancients, they use Q and his Chen army to continue to push. Aggressive on the front line for just a moment. And IG continuing to play this as safe as they can. Might come down to the fact that they want Medusa to have this MKB. Are they going to smoke up again here on CDEC? Don't have a smoke at the moment. And neither support is purchasing one, so. Now you've got the Infest here on SRF. Or in SRF from the Lifestealer. Backing off again will be CDEC. Let's see if IG are able to finish this off. They'll just pop the Infest. They don't exactly care as they do place this ward. The sentry's already out. Aggressive with this Rage, as well as the Lotus Orb. Gas continues to bounce around in 15 seconds until they have that Infest once more. So sitting back will be CDEC down 15,000 net worth. Aegis still in the hands of IG. Specifically Aegis in the hands of this Lifestealer. Aggressive, who's going to use that Rage, has the Lotus Orb, continuing to work on that tier 3. The Bramble Mace hits on a 2, waiting as well as Semi are going to be locked in for just a moment. Aggressive backing up. Has Infest ready to play with. %87% chance win rate for IG. A lot of respect being shown by IG to not really force this high ground move, but in my opinion, it kind of stumps me for a little bit as they do have the ability to take this fight, but now coming out of the base will be CDEC as XSS gets the kill as well as Aggressive. They're going to kill off Waiting, they're going to kill off SGR. Now they look for more as the open wounds is out on Setsu. On the back lines, they've got the Bramble Maze. Cyclone comes through on the Medusa, but it's only a 3-on-5 in favor of IG. Lifestealer finds an illusion, and they only get the 2 supports. That committed from Waiting. That time CDEC came to IG, and IG's ready to fight, but there's the Lotus Orb. The telekinesis hits on both Waiting as well as this Lifestealer. Now they're going to continue to move on forward. Aggressive. He's got this Aegis, but for how much longer? That's really the question, as he's continuing to get shredded apart by Setsu with the BKB. He's trying to get the kill, but he gets out alive. Still has that Aegis. Very close to honestly going down, but that would have only been the first life. So they up the net worth lead to 20,000. Aggressive now, the Aegis expiring, and all of a sudden, Radiant's Courier with the Daedalus. That was Terrorblades, ends up falling. So even less answers here for the side of CDEC after losing those components to this Daedalus for the Terrorblade. Split Shot continuing to do work. They've already taken out the tier 3 over mid. Now the Bramble Maze laid down. Mantis Style used by Semu. XSS out of mana. No Aegis, homing missile coming in. Meanwhile, SGR is going to be killed off by XSS, but he's got the cheese to work with.
Radiant's middle
Mid-racks are gone, and Aggressive will take out the top set of racks. Now they've got the telekinesis, but the Burrow Strike hits on 2. They go look for more as Teemu getting shredded apart here by Aggressive. Setsu going to go on forward. XSS still here. There's the Infest into the Medusa. They've got the Stone Gaze. There's the Bruise Blade. XSS gets the kill on the Teemu. Bedlam, so much damage, but finally the Sunder comes through on the Bavoka. On the back lines, they've got the Cyclone, but that's going to be used as well as the Lotus Orb. That's going to lock in the Brewmaster for a little bit longer as the buyback comes out from the Gyrocopter. Now Teemu going in again, but he just bought back with Quan, Blink, Thunderclap, XSS, low and goes down. Dead for 99 seconds, but still continues to have buyback. So not really a threat is the side of CDEC, despite getting that kill on the Medusa. Only 29 kills in the 40 minutes we've been playing. It's a 25,000 net worth lead here for IG. They're on the Medusa, but with the push that Setsu's going to have in just a moment, they might be able to force the buyback. CDEC putting themselves in an opportune spot, but the Epicenter comes through as well as the Burrow Strike with the Bedlam. BKB is going to be popped. Setsu's got the Sunder. Now he works on Aggressive, who's got that Lotus Orb, but he's not going to win this fight just yet with these 3 other heroes, but they're not doing enough. Bramble Maze comes out. They send back the Lifesteal with the Terrorize coming through on a Setsu with the Burrow Strike hitting from SRF. Now they've got the Curse Crown. Setsu low again. He will die. No buyback. GG's called, and CDEC will lose game 1 as IG take it 42 minutes in.
Invictus Gaming victory.
Nicely done by the Sand King to get the Blink Burrow Strike Epicenter to clean it up. Take a look at the scoreboard. It was really all in favor of IG the entire way. You just see how much they were able to do with the farm they got. 23,000 damage here for the Medusa, 33,000 net worth. I mean, that's a full 7,000 ahead of the Terrorblade. And you take a look at the next one, Teemu, it's even more there. It's 18,000 in front of the Gyrocopter. So IG take game 1 in this best of 2 group stage set of 2. Caster B-Cop, unfortunately, Potham had to go. He had a family emergency to attend to, and I know that leaves me with a solo cast, which isn't exactly the best, and that might have not been the best game for that to happen on. But, yeah, I mean, I did the best I could. IG, they take game 1. We'll be back with game 2 in just a moment. I'm your caster B-Cop, at BCop92. On Twitter. We'll be back in just a moment.